Lesson 8. Create API test cases. As in the previous lesson, your goal is to test if the countries and the country IDs are combined correctly by the system. You've been sent a series of artifacts. A subset directly from the developer, a test sheet from the test design specialist. You will now have to create the test cases needed to test the new demo workshop functionality. In this lesson, we'll explore the differences and similarities between UI and API testing practices within Tosca. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to convert the API test case into a functioning template, link values from the test sheet to the API template, instantiate the API template, and run the template instances. Before we start working on test cases, it's important to know how they were generated. It is possible to scan the API of an application using the API scan feature in Facilities Tosca. In our case, developers have already done some preparations. They scanned the application, collected relevant request and response pairs, and exported the result. You can learn more about the API scan itself in our Automation Specialist for API training. The result of the export will be a raw test case. It will need adjusting. Some test steps will have to be renamed and polished. While applying any changes to the exported results, we have to keep a clear structure and naming convention. It's important so that anyone can understand the flow when working on the project. The final structure of the test case should be similar to a UI test case. This way, it's not only easier to understand, but also to automate. There is one important difference regarding UI test cases to remember. In API test cases, each message which performs a specific function is expressed as a request and response test step pair. This is because, like in our restaurant example, you cannot receive food if you don't make an order first. Once you've placed your order, you will expect to receive some kind of response back. Likewise for API, without a request, you won't be getting a response back, and a response is useless without its request. This is why we need to make sure that for each step they are both present. Once our test case structure is ready, we will proceed to convert the test case to a template. This is done exactly like in previous lessons. At this point, we can continue as we would with a UI template. First, we will need to link it to the test sheet provided. After that, we link the single test sheet attributes to the template's test step values. Conditions have to be added accordingly. As you see, the basic flow is the same as in UI test automation. Once the template has been checked for errors, we can instantiate it. We can see again the procedure is the same as for UI testing. As we've already seen, this will create the template instances. We can now run our test cases and test the new demo workshop functionality.